Enchanté, mon chers. We're here for our weekly romance oracle reading. So it's funny, when I was just setting up, I was thinking about last week and I was like, what were our cards last week? And I remember thinking, oh, I feel like we keep getting chemistry. Like the last couple of weeks, we've gotten chemistry. Think about it in your, run your inventory through your memories of the last few weeks. Like, has there been a person in your life that you feel like you've had chemistry with? So I was thinking, I was like, it'd be really funny if that card came up again tonight, because it feels like when we have cards that are thematic that keep coming up over a series of weeks, it's like they won't leave us alone for weeks at a time. And just look at, okay, so I picked up the deck to start shuffling to get it all loose and warmed up, and look at the card that was flipped over. Isn't that funny? Chemistry. So we won't take that out yet, but we will just keep in mind that chemistry did come to visit already. So taking into account that maybe you've got chemistry going on with somebody, or potential to, if you haven't met this person already. But that's good. Sometimes we wonder, if the person that, is going to show up in our life, if we're going to have to if they're going to grow on us, if we're going to like them already. We've all been in those situations where you just immediately have chemistry with someone, as opposed to we've been in those situations where it grows over time. So I don't know, maybe this time it's just going to be something that comes easily. Make the effort is our card. So great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So maybe you've been feeling like a certain location calling you, like, oh, I need to go to this market, or I need to go have coffee at this place, or whatever. I maybe need to try that church out. Whatever you've been thinking, something's been calling you to go do this, take this step. If you have never been on the apps and you've been thinking, man, I keep feeling compelled to get on the apps, maybe you're supposed to get on the apps. Maybe you're not. I've never been on the apps. I sometimes wonder if I'm making all of the effort that I can because I'm not on the apps. But then, I don't know. I never hear very many good reports about the apps. It's like either the apps do not work for people and they make them feel like shit, or the person, there's always a handful of people that are like, yeah, the second person I dated on there ended up marrying. It's fate, destiny. There's only so much we can do, to navigate these things. And I feel like we're just trying to be in the right place at the right time most of the time. So do what you're compelled to do. Make an effort as far as setting yourself up for success when you do meet people. Read relationship books. Read books about how to communicate. Read books about, feminine energy versus masculine energy dynamics. Read books about attachment styles. Do things that will prepare you to have a healthy relationship when you meet someone that you have chemistry with. So great love is worth making the effort. Now, it's also worth saying that even in a situation where you meet this great person who's this great match for you, and you're both totally mutually into each other, think about best case scenario, pairing, right? Even that relationship is going to take effort. Nothing is euphoric past a few months in, right? And at a certain point, the bloom has worn off the rose, and you see someone's full self, not just the shiniest parts of themselves. And so you have to make an effort after that to keep your focus on that shinier version of that person, whereas time can cause bickering, and it can wear you down to where you're not as appreciative of that person anymore, and you're taking them for granted. And so it takes effort in a relationship to be able to maintain the relationship skills, to maintain the excitement and the romance, the intimacy, the growth, your individual growth, your growth as a pair, as a couple, it takes effort to keep the attraction and the sex going. It takes effort to keep like the conversation and just the general interest going. It takes effort to learn relationship skills, communication skills, all of it. It all takes an effort. So, if you're thinking like, oh, life would be so much easier if I were in a relationship, that's not necessarily the case. There are parts of life that becomes easier or like easier to bear or more enjoyable, I think, when you're in a good relationship. But to me, my vote is always, if you're in a bad relationship, it's worse than just being alone. And then there are some things about being alone that make it easier. And there's a lot of things about being alone that make it harder. So it doesn't matter what your situation is, it's always going to require effort. Ooh, romantic feelings, the cousin of chemistry. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Ooh, okay. So if maybe like there's like a little crush or a secret admirer, or maybe someone new coming into your life, you might not even know this person yet, but just be open and keep your heart open. And if you feel like you like meet someone and you're like hitting it off, like maybe you are, right? Don't second guess yourself. Don't sell yourself short, right? Just kind of like operate under the assumption that it's mutual, right? And make yourself more relaxed. You can handle things better that way. I always like to live under the assumption that just anybody's obsessed with me. It's a better way to live. It's more enjoyable. And then I saw somebody make a video about it, and they were like, it just makes the days go by, So funny, but I feel like it's true. It's like if you're going through life and you get to pick a certain attitude, it's like pick the one that makes your life more enjoyable, I guess. All right, so your romantic feelings are real and worth exploring. Fun. Summertime. Unrequited love. This is very hot and cold. I think what's happening is that there might be more than one option. And so it always happens this way. It's like when we attract something in, we always attract a cluster of options or none at all. And so I think we're learning this time around, when we start getting close to drawing like a really significant potential relationship in, I think we get a lot of little preliminary tests that come. Think about a light bulb like on the front porch, right? You turn that front porch light on at night in the summer, you get like all these bugs that like just swarm around the light. And so I think when our light turns on, when it's like getting ready to signal the soulmate, I think that all of these other bugs start to notice that light. And it's like, ooh, I'm attracted to that light. And so there's a test there with like, okay, a lot of these bugs are going to be like same old story for before, right? Unavailable, or with certain personality defects or red flags and things like that. And so I think that there's always these initial like options that come before the real deal. And it's up to us to be able to distinguish, okay, is this going to be unrequited? Does this have any long-term potential here? Is there long-term compatibilities or mutual goals? Is this something that's like projected on one side? What's really happening here? So they pay attention because there might be multiple options, right? And so as you are weighing, out your attraction, your romantic feelings for these people, think about long-term compatibility. And if this person is showing you mutual and equal interest and energy, or is this going to be an unrequited thing? You don't want to waste your time on dead ends. And sometimes the dead end that's the hardest is the one where you like them and they like you, but it's not going to be compatible, and it's not like it's not really going to work out, but there's just all that chemistry and all those romantic feelings, So those are the hard ones to say no to. Chemistry. So, yeah, there have been so many messages recently about chemistry, about soulmate, about this could be the one, about true love. And then, like, this one card, unrequited love, shows up in the midst of this last several weeks. So, I'm thinking, keep yourself open for the real deal. And do not get sidetracked or tripped up by unavailable, unrequited. Be expecting tests. Essentially, the universe is going to test you with those almosts, but not quites. And it's going to be up to you to exercise that self-worth and self-love and faith and trust that the universe is sending you something for real. So you don't have to settle in any kind of way. It might require making an effort, but you want what the real deal. You do not want unrequited. Unrequited will never be right. Manifest. So make the effort. The card that we pulled for more insight on that is manifest. So this is the Magician card. So it's like we have all of the qualities, we have all of the aspects, we've got all of the resources, we've got everything it takes to essentially manifest the love and the relationship that we want in our life. We need to be really conscious right now of the quality of our consciousness and our thoughts and our words and our expectations. We're in the waxing light of that Taurus new moon. So things are very, it's like their urge is towards materialization. So Taurus is a particularly material earth sign, and it's ruled by Venus, love, sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, beauty, relationships, security, money. So much of that goodness. And then it's in its material expression, whereas Libra has that Venus ruler, but it's in more of the non-material expression through our relationship, through our perspective, through our thoughts and our feelings. Whereas Taurus is very materialized. It's materialistically manifesting your wishes rather than just changing on the inside and having an emotional transformation. This is actually pulling things through into fruition. So make the effort, particularly around your consciousness, your vibration, your perception, your expectation. The words that you are saying right now can have, there's a lot of power in the air to manifest our words right now. So it's important that we speak only what we want and no evil tonguing. Change your focus. 5 of Cups. So romantic feelings, and then 5 of Cups. So you could be feeling listful about love, or you might be ruminating over someone or something that you feel you don't have. You feel that you lack, you wish it would have worked out differently. It could be someone from the past, or it could be someone in your perception that the 5 of Cups is someone who's regretting and upset about cups that have spilled out. And so it's upset over something they don't have, or something that didn't work out the way they wanted, or something that was spoiled or spilt out, looking back on the past, on things that were disappointing. So if this is something about being obsessed over holding a torch for someone in the past, or someone that it hasn't worked out with, I think that that's a bad idea. I think we should release ourselves, because we don't want to be caught in anything unrequited, because we want to be available for what's available to come in. So change your focus on whatever you've been sort of ruminating or fawning over in your mind, wherever you've been stuck, where you've been putting that awareness or that consciousness. Shift it, shift your attention, shift your focus, not on the lack of what you wish you had and don't. Don't put any specific label on who you're wanting to call in. Think about the essences of what you want to draw in, but don't obsess over a person right? Because for all you know, they could be terrible for you. And you're being obsessed over them, and the universe is trying to send you like someone who's actually really perfect, right? So, and we don't want to like violate people's free will by like casting like thought forms and things about them. So it's better to just think about the essence of what you want and what that person would be like, and then have that be not labeled. And it gives the universe a lot of leeway and a lot to work with. Whereas if you get kind of like obsessed over like this one result, right, it really narrows down what the universe is able to work out for you. And so, you might be obsessing over someone who's not even going to be a good match. So change your focus. It'll at least like loosen up your energy and allow things to flow. Okay, what do we need to know about unrequited love? Oh, they don't like you. So we need to know. They just aren't into you. Okay, shine. So we got the Sun card and feeling alone. So the like feeling alone and isolated, this is Five of Pentacles. So this card came out in one of our other readings. I think it was our Wednesday reading yesterday. Again, like that focus on lack, on what you don't have, and the feeling of loneliness and a feeling like impatience and a desire for a partner or someone in your life. That's what causes people to get all like obsessy, crushy, overly focused on like a crush or an unrequited love, because they just want to fill a void. They're bored. Their mind wants to like ruminate on something, so it's looking for something to latch onto. Their emotions need something to get them going and juicing the way that they, make us feel good. Like we're addicted to the chemicals that our emotions produce, right? So it's very easy to fall into a habitual feeling of like crushing on a person because of proximity, because of a feeling of loneliness and just feeling of isolation, or just feeling bored, or like there's just like a blank area, blank space there, and you're like, well, I guess I need to fill it with something, right? And so I think that's what we're being warned against. It's like, don't focus on like the fact that being single is making you feel alone. Just use this time as a time to tap into your like unadulterated joy, being yourself, like really tap into your like highest vibration and essence. When we reconnect with ourselves in that way, and we spend some time doing stuff that we really love, that really lights us up, and we get back in touch with all of those things that make us us and turn us on and tap us in and, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, all of that, then we are sending out a clearer signal to the universe that helps that soulmate person pick up on that signal and find us easier. We have to be shining. We have to be radiating our essence. We have to be dialed into our unique radio station. Otherwise, we're lost in the ethers. We're like hidden by like static and white noise, and the soulmate can't find us because we're not vibing with ourselves, right? So, just to like overcome the hurdle of that, getting disconnected when you're using your open mind space to ruminate over an unrequited crush, you're totally disconnecting from yourself, and you're spending time thinking about a person who's not thinking about you, and you're giving your energy away to someone who doesn't even want it. And so you're leaking all that energy out, and you're draining yourself of your power and your magnetism. So in order to increase chemistry and magnetism, you need to get really reconnected with yourself, with your interests, with your passions, with taking care of you in all aspects, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Like, get really into you, be your own best friend, be your own best date. get your soul shining from the inside out. And when that inner radiance is coming through, then you're projecting the right version of yourself to call in someone who's also in their right version of themselves, so that you can be both whole people that add to one another, rather than meeting someone while you're feeling a sense of scarcity and neediness, and then they're like the opposite but equal, pairing of someone who feels like that. And so then it's just like, you can imagine how that starts at a seed level, the foundation of dysfunction, right? So we're feeling good. We're pouring all of that extra mental space and energy and resources back into ourselves, getting ourselves shining, really connecting to our ultimate truest essence. And that way we'll be projecting the right frequency, and we will be magnetic, but we will also be really happy and excited and joyful. And when you feel like this, you don't have time to feel lonely or foreboding or forlorn. Right? So that's good. So this week, just, keep on keeping on, keep shining. Don't focus on feeling lonely, or don't focus on the past or things that didn't work out. Don't focus on anything that you are like, that is a red flag, right? That's not available. That's not really a match. Like anything that's not for real, that's going to be in that category of unrequited, or any version of unavailable. Don't waste your time on it. Really just put all of that energy back into yourself, because something real and true is coming just around the corner. All right, y'all. Peace be with you. We'll be back tomorrow for our weekend reflection message. See ya.